Folks, we're back and we are finally continuing our Transformers reviews, and we got our first figure that we're going to be transforming after the events of the typhoon. So just want to thank all the folks that have shared their concern and sent their care about what happened to us here in the Philippines. So it was a pretty heavy storm, but we were able to manage and salvage most of the Transformers and some of the model kits like the Gundams and the Zoids. But alas, a huge chunk of my collection was taken by the flood. But we're back and we're trying to start again. We got something right here. This came actually before the storm, and I was planning to review it, and then that event hit, and I had to go ahead and wait for everything to just really go back to normal. But we have our TNT-01. This is Legends class Jetfire. I believe this is a knockoff or an upscaled version, an OS version of the Iron Factory, or if I'm not mistaken, could be DX9. But it's either one of those. Like, it could be Iron Factory, could be DS9, but it's definitely a knockoff or an oversized figure. It says, warning, one not for children under 16 years old. Choking hazard. There you go. It's pretty much the same artwork. There's no really cool drawing or picture or G1 style art that we used to get from other companies like Mech Fans Toys or Mechanic Studio. But let's open it, and there you go. Wow, look at that. That is pretty big. It's pretty big for a Legends class figure. We got a really nice looking manual right here. Take a look at that. The quality of the manual feels like it's Hasbro, so that is just something unique. There's no tape, I believe. It's just a clamshell. Let's throw this away. And wow, that is a heavy figure. Has some really nice weight to it. I like the white, and especially that clear blue that you got right there. Really nice looking plastic that was used here. It doesn't feel cheap. Feels a little heavy. There you go. Awesome engineering again, and then again, that's something to be thankful about from the original makers. But this is just really something pretty cool for an upscaled version. Although, is that grease? I'm seeing some grease. Not sure if you can see it, but let's take a look. This is the backpack. Oh, it's a removable backpack. Right at the get-go, you see that peg right there, and then you can actually slide that in to this hole. And it's also a slider, so you can slide it up, slide it down, I guess. Yep, it is. There you go. So it slides, and there you have it. What else do we have right here? We got some accessories. I believe extra hands, removable hands, and a removable head, aka something very reminiscent to the Macross Batroid head. Very similar to the G1 Valkyrie Macross Batroid that it was taken from. But I'm definitely going with this head, although you can definitely remove that from the ball joint, I guess. It would have been nice if they could just really went with the face shield kind of thing that they did with the G1. I mean, not really G1, but the, what do you call this? The Earthrise or Kingdom. I'm not sure if that's it, but there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that face sculpt right there. That is really, really striking. Pretty awesome. I like the silver that was used here. It doesn't look too old. Because too much silver, we've seen that with Commander Class Rodimus Prime. You know, too much silver on a robot's face makes him really look old. But this one looks pretty fantastic right there. Let's have a very quick size comparison. So here is the Voyager class Takara Jetfire from the Classics line, and as you can see, aside from the fact that he is already starting to yellow and darken in color, so he's not really that white anymore, he's starting to look off-white and a little dusty. He's almost Voyager class, almost. Pretty cool. That is pretty cool. The only thing that makes this thing taller is because of course, the helmet and the bigger backpack, but size-wise, this is almost as big as an old Voyager class, so that is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the similarities. Definitely a lot of homage from this figure, because you have these sections right here, the guns. There you go. Definitely took note of the backpack. So you have the backpack mold right here, and it also has that flip action gun thing going on. So if you flip that, you know, this comes out like that, and I betcha, there you have it. There you go. Try to get that with the fingernails. Well, I can't seem to pull it out, but there you have it. Come on. Come on. You could definitely pull it out like so. So there's no snap action spring-loaded gun that would be the thing here, but it's very similar. Very similar indeed. It most likely copied the design from Hasbro or Takara, and they kind of made that whole Jetfire homage to it. Just trying to really pull it out. It's really difficult if you don't have long fingernails. So with the extension, it's still small, but it's a very decent size. It's a pretty good size. I like that they have a more longer section right here for the backpack compared to this, and you got boosters as well down here, versus this one does not have boosters. Again, the silver really plays a big part with the Takara version, but I am not complaining with the black boosters that we got right here from TNT-01 Legends class Jetfire. Of course, there's a lot of movement here. You see that, you know, has that kind of ankle tilt going on versus the very limited articulation from the Classics Jetfire. Even with the landing gear is situated here on the knees, and the landing gear as well is situated there on the Classic Jetfire knees. The cool feature of this, I guess, would be the removable hands, which you can change. This, of course, does not have that. This is the Classic Jetfire. You have wrist movement, and that's pretty cool for an old figure right there. You can move the wrist on this thing. But again, aside from the removable wrist, you can't rotate that too. So it's pretty much there. It has that same effect as a modern Transformer would. Very posable. A lot of articulation going on with this figure. There we go. So let's try to compare him to other Legends class figures, specifically from the Hasbro line, because we have his best friend, ex-best friend, that is. We got Legends class Starscream, and I would say he's very small. I mean, Jetfire is towering. I would say Starscream should be way here, somewhere in the the hip area of Jetfire. You know, they're friends and all, but you know, I know Starscream is not that small. So let's get the Starscream from MFT, and let's see if that's going to be better when it comes to size. I think Starscream from MFT. Let's try to pull that camera back so we can have a wider shot. There we go. I think MFT Starscream is better, a lot better looking when it comes to the size comparison between TNT 01 Jetfire right there. Pretty cool, pretty nice size comparison. There we go. And let's bring another of our favorites. We got, of course, MFT Megatron, because you know Jetfire was a Decepticon to begin with until he flipped sides and moved over to the Autobot cause. But if you take a look at that, he looks a lot better, you know, size-wise, with his former teammates. Right there. Looking awesome. Looking awesome. Alright, so we did a size comparison with the Decepticons. Let's have a size comparison with the Autobots. So, of course, let's see how he fares with Optimus. Here is Jinbao Optimus right there. I like that the size is pretty good. Also, we have Ultra Magnus. This is MFT Ultra Magnus. There we go. They're pretty cool together, if you ask me. So that is a good size comparison between the MFT and the other Legends class figures. But honestly, this one right here, nope. The Legends class figures of what do you call this, Hasbro, has been awfully weak. I have yet, which I'm gonna try really soon, try to get maybe a Commander class. They say the Commander class is almost pretty cool as the Legends figures from third parties, but I doubt that. I really doubt that. So let's set our other Legends class figures aside, and let's get ready to transform TNT 01, aka Legends class Jetfire, into his vehicle mode. We'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back, and we have our TNT-01 Legends class Jetfire in a very awesome striking pose. We have his alternate fist pointing, and we also have the alternate head, which features the more Batroid type head a la Macross or Robotech, which is not really that bad, although I just really wish that it would be more of a face mask kind of snap-on thing, which we got all used to with the Hasbro ones. Because what you want to do now is, if you want to get this head plugged into that little ball joint, is that you have to unscrew this and snap it in to that ball joint. So a little work to be done, while this one right here can be removed and you can just replace it with the fist. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to remove that, and let's try to transform this guy into his what do you call this, alternate vehicle mode. Because the thing that we want to transform him to first is his Gearwalk mode. Yes, there is a Gearwalk mode to that. It's really cool because they added this ab crunch feature, which allows you to transform Jetfire into his Gearwalk mode. So one of the things that you want to do first is just really open this hatch right here, and then just flip that fist inside. So we didn't really have the other fist because you can't really flip this in because of the thumb, so we're going to put that there. Anyway, we're going to come back with the proper fist later. So the next thing you want to do now is just really pose him pretty much straight and flush right there. And the next thing you want to do is just bring this section right here, and as you bring that, you have to slide this whole assembly down, and then you can then push the head in. But as you push that, don't forget to flip this out right here so that you can then have that section covered. Now the next thing you want to do is you have this thing slanted, so just push that in, and then you can pretty much pull out the nose cone like so, and there you have it. So you're pretty much halfway there. You want to get this thing right here, and this is double jointed, so as you bring this down, you can then flip the hands or the arms or the shoulder sections like that. Bring this down right here, double joint, pull that up, and then flip it like so. The next thing you want to do is really just put that ab crunch and slowly flip that in, and while you do that, just bring this section up, and this one too. It's not really in the manual, it's just really more of a fan mode, and then you can move now freely the legs or the thighs in a way that it would still stand, and then bring out these wings, and there you have it. Ta-da! Lawsuit mode. Well, you don't really have to flip this in, I forgot, because that's only for the fighter mode or the Valkyrie mode. And then you can give the gun like there, and we got Roy Fokker. Well, not really Roy Fokker, this is Hikaru. But yeah, it's a Batroid. I mean, it's a Gearwalk. From a Batroid to a Gearwalk, there you go. Which is pretty nifty. It's pretty cool. I like it. I really like it a lot. That's a pretty cool gimmick right there. So let's fully transform him into his Valkyrie or his Veritech mode, whatever you want to call it, vehicle mode, jet mode, whatever you want to call that. Another thing is that, you know, it's pretty bare right now because, like the G1, you got these armor pieces removable. These are removable armor pieces, so it's kind of like the fast pack for your VF-01. There you go. They're pretty much removable. You could put them there. We'll put that later. But I really like it because they made it to a point that you can really just have it like a plain looking Gearwalk or Batroid or Veritech, or like in this case Jetfire. You could just have him in a plain white robot mode without the add-ons. But if you want to make him more toy accurate, you could put that there. So let's do this. So what you want to do is just really bring those skirts down again. Alright, bring that down. And then just have it this way. So the next thing you want to do is start with the toes. Flip the toes in, flip the toes in, and then just angle it like that. Next, these heel covers will slide up like that, and then it will lock in place right here. So it covers that ankle section, exposing these two. You can then snap these two together like so, and then just pull this down, And as you pull that down, you can then slide it in. Now, as you slide that in, you have, notice that you have two, it's very hard to see, but two pegs down there for the backpack. There are holes here where you can snap that in and it locks in place. Pretty sturdy transformation. Awesome engineering. Again, awesome work with whoever designed this. I think I was, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think my friend, shout out to Vince, mentioned that, hey, this is not from Iron Factory, this is from New Age, I believe. So if this is from New Age, just give me a confirmation on that. If it's from Iron Factory, it could be. I'm just not really familiar on how many Legends class third-party Jetfires have been out now. So there. You notice is that we peg this section to that here, and same goes with that, so it locks in place. It's pretty sturdy, and now you have, ta-da, you have a Jetfire, which is pretty cool. That's it. This is it. You could flip out the wheels, but notice, where's the other landing gear? It's here with the gun. So there's a hole. There's a hole right there. You could just really plug this in, and then there's that extra landing gear. It flips down from the gun, which I really like because it covers the fuselage for this section, and that's pretty a nifty gimmick. I like that. Now the wonderful thing about this is that it rolls. It actually rolls. That is awesome. You can flip out the wings in a very airplane kind of position, or you can have it swoop like that in a very fighter mode, which I really like. So that's pretty awesome. I think they did a fantastic job with this. It is worth every penny. This is 1,500. I got this from Facebook. You know, there's this dude selling it. So yeah, shout out to Brian for selling me this. Anywho, yeah, I like it. So let's armorize, if there is such a word, armorize this guy. Notice that there are holes right there. You can then plug this in, which gives it tail fins, and it gives you that very nostalgic G1 look where you have red armor pieces connecting to Skyfire, Jetfire, whatever you want to call them. This was plugged in like this in Batroid mode or robot mode, but of course, since it's in jet mode, you want to plug it in like so, facing this way, and then just really like that it's like Lego. You know, it just snaps in really good. The fitting of the parts are just awesome. They just fit really well. There are two sections right here where you could just really plug that, and bada bing, bada boom. You got a Veritech with a fast pack. There you go. Macros. Oh my goodness, it just brings back memories from the Macross cartoon. I love it, you know, especially the Robotech version. I love the Americanized version of that. So that was pretty cool. There you go. Awesome looking, and it's pretty big. It's a big figure because we're going to have a very quick size comparison. This is Siege. Look at that. This is a Siege Starscream. And he's bigger. He is absolutely bigger than Siege Starscream. Look at that. We're going to put some pictures later on the size comparison, but look at how big that figure is. From booster to booster, from nose cone to nose cone, you would definitely see that the Legends class figure, again, this is Legends class, is bigger than the Voyager class or the Hasbro. So what's up with that? But yeah, that's just really how it is. So let's put his friend aside. Another cool thing is that you can do the, there you go, the armed mode, where you have the weapons pop out. and it makes it even more bigger looking. You know, that's just crazy. That is just amazing. Look at that. Rail guns, everything. So, how does it compare with the Classics Jetfire? Now, I know it's a little dusty. It's an old figure. It's almost the size of the Classics Jetfire. It's freaking crazy. It's amazing. Let's try to flip out the weapons. If you do that, the weapons are almost the same length and size. The width of, the wingspan on this is pretty much the same, except that this is a lot wider, this is a lot more thinner and longer. But overall the figure is just really fantastic because it can rival the Classics Jetfire. There you go. Look at that. It is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome if you ask me. That is super cool. And the cool thing about this is that this thing right here, look at that. It's very similar to the undercarriage. The only thing different is that you have the gun right here, and then the gun over here splits into two, and then you could put it, on the fist, or like have him hold it. And then of course you got the two translucent plastic for the missiles. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It's almost the same. It's just like an updated, articulated version of the Classic, which is just really something I like. I'm not really disappointed. I'm actually surprised. There you go. So we're gonna take our final pause, transform these guys back into their robot mode, and we'll have our final say about TNT-01 Legends Class Jetfire. We'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back, and we finally have our TNT-01 Legends Class Jetfire transformed into his robot mode. This time still using our Batroid head, alternate head. And if you can see now, let's just take a look at that. We have him in that mode, like pretty much reminiscent to the Macross. You have the Fast Pack transformed into the weapon mode, and it's facing this way. Look at that. I'll try to. And it's really awesome because you could do that, have the wings slanted in that motion, and he looks like in flight mode with more armor pieces, and it's just really looking great. So we're gonna have one more size comparison. Let's try to compare him with another Voyager class from Hasbro. This is Kingdom, or Earthrise, if I'm not mistaken. Earthrise for Kingdom, Starscream. And this is just this is just crazy because this is a Legends class figure, supposedly, like an oversized Legends class figure, and this is Hasbro's Voyager class, and it's way bigger than Hasbro. It's just, I don't know. And for the price point, this is just like 1,500. It's like almost 2,000 pesos right here. So it's crazy. I still think that we could have gone to a more bigger, or like maybe make it bigger next time with the Voyager classes. Now, I still like the old Voyager classes and the old leader class, just really big. Speaking of leader class, let's talk about the Commander class Jetfire from Hasbro. And now this is just, everything just pales in comparison against the Siege Jetfire from Hasbro. That is a Commander class Jetfire, and compared to the Legends class, he really now looks like a Legends class. Actually, he looks like a deluxe with this. Maybe this is like a leader class back then, or maybe just a tad smaller, but they look great together. And let's put this right here. I did not transform the Classics Jetfire into the, there you go, into the robot mode because I was being lazy. So I said, why don't I just use a recolor? So here is Classics Treadbolt. There you go. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did a recolor with the blue or the yellow and black with this one. This is the the Hikaru VF1 custom from, reminds me of that. You know, that's why you have that red color, because it's the Hikaru Ichijo version. If they have a recolor of this of yellow and black, yellow, and white, which is the Roy Fokker Skull Leader color, I'll get that in a heartbeat. And then if they have the Maximilian Genius color, the blue one, that would be so fantastic. And if they even go with the super red one for Melia, I'm down. I mean, I am absolutely down. If they do recolors of this, I'm gonna get it. You know, this is really amazing. This is really fantastic. It's something I definitely recommend if you are a big fan of Jetfire, if you like Macross, if you like Veritex, if you like Robotech, and it's, you know, you like Transformers. It's the closest thing that you're gonna get to a really nice, cheap, affordable looking, nice looking figure. A very cool alternative. And it also goes really well with your Legends class figure. So if we partner that again with Optimus, let's bring Optimus into the mix. And of course, where is Ultra Magnus? Ultra Magnus, where are you? There you go. They just look awesome together. Amazing. Awesome looking. And that's pretty much it for us today, folks. Thank you again for watching. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you hit on that subscribe button, click on the like, hit on the bell notification. Thank you again for watching the video. We really appreciate it. Continue your support, and we'll make sure that we continue with our Transformers review. We're starting again. It's a little difficult for us. You know, we're trying to bounce back from that flood, but that's how it goes. We just bounce back and continue. So that's pretty much it for us, folks. So all are one. Peace out. Rock and roll.